Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and want to see more. Coming up, one club talks about money's changing for 2022. France versus England in Perpignan touted. And the Maroons' new coach singled out. So after yesterday, when we reported that Paul Green has left his role as the Queensland Maroons head coach, it's emerged today that one of the front runners is Billy Slater, as it's reported on Fox News today that Slater, 38, is a Maroons champion and is considered the best fullback to ever play rugby league. And Cooper Cronk reveals why Billy Slater is trying to spearhead a rebirth of Maroons coaching, despite having never coached an NRL game in his career. He was set to be offered the job after the subcommittee formed to appoint a new coach, with the Storm fullback their preferred choice. Slater was also reportedly in the running for the job at the start of 2021 before Green was eventually appointed, and there was mixed reports around how close he got to the job. One rumoured report claimed Slater had turned his back on the Queensland Rugby League when he realised he would need to go through an interview process rather than just being asked about the job himself. Since retirement, he is impressed in his transition into coaching and now looks set to land his first big gig in rugby league coaching terms. Jonathan Thurston is the only believed candidate, while Cameron Smith, because Cameron Smith and Wayne Bennett have ruled themselves out. Al Meninga can't coach the side while being the Australians' coach. There is one person that is asking a little bit of questions, a little bit of caution when it comes if Slater is to get this position, and that's Cooper Cronk, his ex-Queensland teammate. Cronk, who was recently appointed to the Queensland board, told reporters the reasons why the Maroons have been looking towards the future. As he said, you've got to take a leap of faith with one of the three big guns. The only thing they might have coached is the 12s, and Slater's Thurston or Smith may have done that. They're the three guns, but let's go back to the coaching of Origin. For me, playing Origin is the second highest level of the game, and Australia is number one. The coaching needs to be the same equivalent. If you are playing at a level the coaches need to see it is one of the highest activity can get. Coaching Queensland is not a halfway stop in getting back into the NRL. That's a slight pop to the previous regime, I think. Thannk, however, rejected any criticism or concerns over the experience of Thurston, Slater and Smith, adding you need to win the next series and then win the next 5 after that. Someone in an NRL coaching job cannot have an impact on the next generation of players and coaches. Our approach is two-pronged. We've had 3 coaches for the last 3 years, and it's time to consolidate that position to win next year's series and set a legacy for afterwards. Well, there's a bit of backing there from Cronk to Billy Slater, Jonathan Thurston and Cameron Smith, but I wonder if Cameron has been notified, has been notified that there will be an interview process, or they just offer it to him. Tell me in the comments if you think that's a good idea. Billy Slater, Jonathan Thurston or Cameron Smith being part of Queensland setup, whether it's head coach or the coaching staff as a whole. So some news coming in from the England side, as there has been an announcement that the RFL are in communication with the French Federation of Rugby 13 to play a mid-season international, which is being slated to be played on October the 23rd, which coincidentally had the World Cup kicking off at St James's Park on the October the 23rd. And one of the people that actually come out and spoke in favour of this idea is Sam Tompkins, who's excited at the possibility of leading out England at Stade Gilbert Brutus for the game. Tompkins actually went on record and explained why he did this, why he's so happy. It's because he felt disappointed that Australia and New Zealand pulled out and stopped the Rugby League World Cup from being played, but was glad at looking like they're getting an international at the end of the year in France. Tompkins said, "I'm still disappointed about the World Cup," as he mentioned it to the PA news agency. "I don't think it was a right decision. We need Australia and New Zealand in it to make it a true World Cup, because without all the big teams, it wouldn't have been the same, and they can always say, and they had to cancel it." Take 2. "I'm still disappointed about the World Cup," Tompkins told the PA news agency. "I don't think it was the right decision. We need Australia and New Zealand to make it a true World Cup, because without all the big teams, it wouldn't be the same, so they had to cancel it." His Catalan head coach, Steve, McNamara, actually said that it's a good idea with this, as French Rugby League is getting stronger and stronger as they go on, with more and more players coming out, with the likes of Artur Morgs, Matteo Laguerre, Mikkel Gudemont, plus Roman Franco, Coco Lacam, and Jordan Desaria. Their coach has actually said they've not just come in and filled gaps, they've made an impact in most weeks. Speaking on his French prospects, and mostly to do with his side, but to go with side by side with the French international team, we've got more quality French young players, young ones, than ever before, and a lot of them will be playing in the French team. What we're doing for French Rugby League, along with Toulouse, is massive. It's a huge year for the French Rugby League, and playing France versus England in Perpignan would be a perfect situation. So yeah, I agree with that. McNamara boosting the chances of this international going ahead and proving that it could be a very, very competitive one. I know the likes of Theo Farge is going to be missing from this game due to injury, but there are some young French players that, if they're kept together and keep fit, well, they're going to be kept together because they're French and they're the best French players. You can dip into Elite One as well, as you can have Tony Gigot and players like of that ilk coming up to play for them. So yeah, got the experience already with what's his name? Yeah, I didn't know. Remy Castey. That's what doing my head in. I couldn't think of his name. But yeah, there are some good rugby league players out there that are eligible to play for France, and they could showcase what everyone's missing in international going forward. I do think though that England could try playing France, playing other teams, so that they can help those progress as well into a Five Nations, basically. A quickly put together one, yes, but everyone's eyes on it. What you say, you RFL? So in the expected drawbacks when it comes to the RFL central funding redistribution and the amounts that have changed in regards to that, Daily Mirror actually had a good interview with Coventry Bears chairman Andy Robinson in regards to what it could mean for the Coventry club, with the funding costs being reduced, as he said it could end the professional rugby league in the Midlands, and the whole sport needs to take a forensic look at itself. So a reduced Super League TV deal from 2022 onwards means the clubs at all levels will face reductions in their central distribution, with Championship London Broncos being the first to announce that they're going to be a part-time squad as of next year. But those in the third tier will be hit the hardest. Those clubs will be working on a basis of cuts of almost 80% in some cases, although the final figure have yet to be confirmed by the RFL. And Robinson, a former Ireland international prop, said that there could be the death knell for the Bears despite their best season in their history. Coventry have beaten the established rivals Keighley, Hunslet and Rochdale in 2021 to supplement an extensive community programme in the local area. The city would have hosted Rugby League World Cup matches this year and expected to next year, but could do so without a professional club if Robinson's worst fears are realised. The Bears could lose around £60,000 of central funding next year with this change in finance, more than their entire playing budget, but less than the salary of an individual Super League player. Robinson says the loss will be crippling. Robinson explained, this sort of blow is catastrophic. There's no sugarcoating it or beating around the bush. I don't want to be negative, but I'm not the sort of person. But it's extremely frustrating when this is happening to such a new club who's doing everything in the right way. I've been very open about the fact that we heavily rely on central funding because that is our model. We are still establishing our business as a professional sports club. I know there are some people within the game that say that doesn't constitute a professional club, but my argument to them would be, how many other clubs have gone bust when ownership stops pouring their money in? We don't have any debt, we cut our cloth accordingly, and we pay very modest match fees for our players with no guaranteed money. What comes alongside that is all the work that we carry out in the local community, the work we've done to provide a World Cup legacy in the area, and being in League One galvanises all that. If we're not going to be a League One club, I can't see where the pathway is for another club in the Midlands. And this statement I do agree with. At this minute, it looks like everyone is retreating to the north of England, protecting all their self-interest, and it's heartbreaking. The sport needs to really challenge itself and look in the mirror. My rant time. It is parochialism. It's the M62. No one wants to spend money on helping grow the sport when there's an old saying, isn't there? Being penny smart and pound dumb. Pound stupid. They're trying to save every penny, where if they spend £1, they'll make £1. It's not rocket science. If there's more people watching the game, there's more money in the game. Penny smart, pound dumb. You need to stop counting the pennies. or else the M62 will have 10 teams and that's it. It won't be just Coventry going by the wayside. You'll see all the Cumbrian teams going next, because no one will want to go too far north. Newcastle is going to be the one that's going to be an issue, I think, for Rugby League, because if there's one that far north, as well as the 2 French teams in Super League, then what's Rugby League going to do? We need a Coventry Bears. We need a Gloucester All Golds. We need Swindon St George, whatever they're called. I apologise if I got that name wrong. We need a Toulouse Olympic. We need Magic Weekend going to Dublin or Paris. But they're not willing to pay the money. 2 things need to happen in these realignment talks that are supposedly going on, but we've not heard from Ralph Rimmer for so much time. We don't know. Well, I'm going to stop the rant there. I'll just quote what they actually said about things like London going to part-time. This is a statement from an RFL spokesman. It's a decision for most clubs. Most championship clubs are already part-time. Now, I don't know about you, but I would like to take bets on how long this spokesman has got left in his job with the RFL. That is not a comment that they should be making. They should. If this is verbatim, then he should be out of work now. That spokesman. No care, no sympathy. It should have been full quote saying, oh, unfortunately, we know that clubs may have to cut their cloth accordingly with the new TV deal. We have great sympathy for all those clubs that are going to suffer from this, and we'll do our best to get involved to help out in any way. But our resources are limited at this time, but we are always here if they need us. Something along those lines. Very political, very everything like that. This is like, go look after yourself, boys. P45 should be on the way to that game. I don't like saying people should lose their jobs because of things like that, but that is people not understanding that people are going to lose jobs. And that's it for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, like, subscribe and share the videos worldwide. I need your help. Every time that you watch this video or you see the notifications for these videos, share. Tag 3 people in it. I want to grow this sport so I can grow the sport in all other places, as the RFL don't seem to be wanting to do it. Or even Super League clubs. As much as I like the products that I see on the TV all the time, it's always self-interest. Reverse back to the M62 corridor. There'll be more paupers in this sport if you don't do something about it. Actual people making. But no one cares about that at the top level. Anyway, that's my ranting over with. How do you like the new format? Got the background in place, and I've also got me. More of me, shall we say. Anyway, like, subscribe, share the video worldwide, comment on everything that you heard, or comment on how you think the format's gone. So I'm tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it all the time. I'd rather keep trying different things to get more feedback from you guys to improve this channel. I appreciate all the comments so far. Do hope they keep coming. Oh, by the way, 66% of you that have watched this video, as the analytics are saying, have not yet subscribed to the video. Do a brother a favour. Right. There's all goodies in the future if you do. Yes, that's an incentive. I don't fall on those incentives. I'll have a few videos about one person who has done things for this channel and has got something in return. We'll have a couple of pictures about that. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now. I'll just say thank you for watching, all the best, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.